Now we get ready for the big.
I mean, Shane ONeill was just critical in that run section. Some tech tricks right there. Matt Miller's gonna go big right now in this big section. He definitely has some moves. He's gonna have to pull them out right here.
So Matt Miller's first attempt.
Ollieing over the back of the hubba right there. Got some massive snaps.
For you fans at home, all of our skaters will get 6 attempts here on the big section for their top 4 scores count.
That display of snaps was very impressive, but only got him a 2.6.
2.6 for his first attempt.
The judges are going to want you to flip to that. This big section's going to get more and more critical as these attempts go on.
Here comes Shane ONeill rolling in.
Starting off with a switch flip right out the gate. Shane knows how to play this big section. He's starting up with no regular tricks, just going right for the switch stuff.
Now remember, Shane ONeill in first place after our run section with a spectacular 8.0. So he still sits in first place, but nipping at his heels, that young man there, Sean Malto, going in on his first run here on the big section.
Sean goes for a nollie nose grind. A nollie nose grind on a hubba is going to be a little bit different than a nollie nose grind on a rail, which if you notice, we're missing a rail in this big section. So that can really differentiate some of the guys we see on top at the end. Although these guys are all capable of skating whatever you put in front of them, some guys got some special tricks that only work on the rail, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that develops as the event goes on.
Well, Sean ends up with a 6, a solid 6 that puts him into first place. Jumping up above Shane ONeill. Let's see what Mikey Taylor's got in store for his first attempt here on the big section.
Mikey goes right for that hub and is able to hold on to it with that nollie crooked grind. Like I said, whatever you put in front of these guys got something for it. They're that talented. But man, it gets really critical up here. 5.1 for that nollie crook.
5.1 jumps him up into second place. Peter Ramondetta, what's he got in store? First attempt, big section.
Peter Ramondetta with a backside tail slide on the hubba. And the ironic thing is it's called the hubba because it's spot in San Francisco where Peter's from. Hubba hideout.
Ends up with a 5.4. Jumps him up. So here we go, Tommy Sandoval. Remember, these guys get 6 attempts, keeping the top 4 scores.
180 nose grinding. You know, the Chief is at home watching that 180 nose grinding. He's happy. With an ode to Jamie Thomas right there with the first 180 nose grind.
That's right. 5.4 ties Ramondetta's score. Here in the big section, bumps him up to third. You're going to see a lot of back and forth here during qualifiers as we see different attempts coming in. Guys are going to be bouncing around. It's pinball here today.
Now what's interesting is Shane went for the stairs as opposed to the hubba, and he's the only guy in this group with the bail in the big section. I wonder if he's going to go hubba, go back to the stairs and try and catch that switch flip.
We'll see that plays into strategy. So Matt Miller currently in 6th place. Coming in on his second attempt here in the big section. He's a 7.9 if he wants to take the lead here in this heat 1. Remember, this is only the first heat. There's 3 other heats of 6 skaters for a total of 24. You're not just competing against your team, you're competing against everybody.
Going back to 5-0 grind. That's going to be a lot better than that back 50-50. First attempt was at the back 5-0 as well. He gets himself a 6.4.
Very good score for Matt Miller, jumps him up to second.
One of the greatest things too is it closes that gap as to him get to the lead. You don't want that growing greater than an 8. The board went totally sideways on him and he tried to land it anyway. Sometimes it's better to land on your board than actually land on your feet and absorb some impact. But that board was so sideways right there, that was pretty risky for Shane to make that.
Now check it, Shane had the lead, and now he's at the bottom. Here's Sean Malto.
Nollie nose grind. Nollie nose grind, I believe, is a little harder than a nollie crooked grind because you're balancing. You know, you're not really locked in that position.
Let's see if the judges felt the same way.
Looks like a 6.5.
6.5, yeah. The judges gave Mikey's nollie crook a 5.1, so, you know, almost a 1.5 greater to do a nollie nose grind.
So you know what you're talking about.
I got
Malto stays in the lead. Up next, Mikey Taylor. Needs an 8.1 if he wants to jump up here.
Ooh, Nollie frontside nose grind. These guys are looking real comfortable in that big section.
So as you said off the top, Felix, guys trying to get in the 7s and the 8s in the run section. We're looking for similar scores here to move on in the big.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And one of the things about the big section is just because the nature of how critical it is, it normally scores a little bit higher.
Here comes Peter Ramondetta with run number 2.
Oh, so critical, that frontside one slide right there. A lot of stuff can go wrong right there. But luckily it didn't for Peter.
7.1 jumps him up.
Great score. We like seeing Peter in third place, man.
To your point, you don't want to get down too low here. You can't throw away too many. Remember, Shane's already thrown away 2, so he's got to make his next 4 scores. Up next, though, Tommy Sanders.
Oh, frontside flip over the hubba.
Wow.
Amazing. Had to pop it that much extra to get over the hubba and just stuffed it.
Looks like the judges liked it as much as the fans. An 8.0.
He definitely took the greatest risk going over that hubba, not just taking it down the stairs. I mean, and for Tommy, effortless. Effortless right there.
All right. Back up at the top, Matt Miller. We're at attempt number 3.
He's scored a pretty solid make of that over the top, back 5-0. I don't think the Nollie nose is going to score as high for him. He's going to have to take a little bit greater of a risk if he wants to stay in that finals position right there.
5.0 jumps him up. Shane's already thrown away 2, as I was saying earlier, Felix, so he's got to land them all from here on out.
It puts him in a really tough position right now to choose what to do. Street league fashion. He has one of the best switch 360 flips in the game, so there's absolutely no reason for him not to try and go for it right there. Stuffed it, he just couldn't ride away.
One guy who's had no problem thus far today, your current leader, Sean Malto. He's got a 6. He's got a 6.5. Felix, does he afford to take a chance here, or does he continue to play cool?
I think Sean just always plays it cool and maintains a score of 6 or better. And that's kind of the strategy, I think. A little out of character. The switch backside 5 out down that hubba. Man, he could have done a switch backside 50-50. That was, you know, gutsy move right there for Sean.
It's on 5.2, keeps his lead going.
He's batting over 500.
More importantly, he hasn't missed.
Really opens it up for his last 3 attempts.
Up next, Mikey Taylor, who's landed his first 2 tricks. Sitting in 3rd position.
Oh, Nollie 5-0 grind. Mikey, too, really setting himself up for a strong finish if he wants to take some risks.
Ends up with a 5.6. That jumps him up past Tommy.
You know what? These guys are getting really good at skating this contest.
That one's really scary.
Let's see what Peter Ramondetta's got for his 3rd attempt.
Oh, Peter's here and he means business. Kick flip 50-50. First person in the competition to flip his board onto the hubba. 6.8.
Look at that line score so far from Peter. He's got a 5.4, a 7.1, and a 6.8. Taking care of business here in the big section. Here's Tommy. How does he follow up that 8.0 from the 2nd attempt? Here's attempt number 3.
Tail slide fakie. It's going to be interesting to see how that scores. That's more on the basic side for the big section. 4.3, just under 500 there.
Felix, all skaters are at 100% consistency right now, with the exception of Shane.
True that. Very good point. I want to say maybe Shane was taking the highest risk out there. He took the risk equals reward approach.
Here's the top of the order. Once again, Matt Miller.
Oh, that hubba would have been a foot shorter. He would have been off of that now. A foot longer and then caught him at the end.
Re-jinxed him. That was his 4th attempt.
You never say everyone hasn't fallen.
So here's Shane. He's going to have to ball this thing, man, just to get 5th place. It'll be a 9.2 here.
Oh, and that's one way to do it. foot came off. Man, if he would have just put his hands down, they might have gave it to him, but foot off, no dice.
Shane keeps it pretty calm and collected, but you know he's frustrated.
Oh yeah, after such a strong opening, to fall apart in the big section is devastating.
Your current leader, Sean Malto, been playing it right thus far. Attempt number 4 here in the big section.
Oh man, backside nose blunt. Wow.
I thought he was going to be playing it safe here on it.
Nah, he opened up the field for him to be able to take these risks with those makes. And there's an 8.6. Talk about comfortably in the lead.
Check out this replay.
Look at the form, how he just locks in that backside nose blunt. He just drives it with that front foot, scoops it right off the hubba. Sean is like the definition of perfect technique on all his tricks.
Here's Mikey Taylor, currently in second. Needs a 10.3 if he wants to take the lead, but I got a feel he's feeling pretty good about where he's at.
Yeah, Sean's flawless skating has opened up the field to where he's unreachable right now in just one attempt, and he's probably going to cruise out with another 2 makes and just sit nice up there in first place. Oh, pretty critical move right there. Switch from 80 to 5-0. Once again, if the hubba would have been a little bit shorter, Mikey might have been able to get off of that. But
remember, Mikey could afford a throwaway. He had nailed his first 3 tricks.
And I think that might be his best scoring trick right there when he makes it next. See, I do the last guy full when he makes it next try.
Peter Amandetta.
Oh, backside heel flip hit his feet halfway around. He couldn't pull it around. I think we'll see that from Peter. It's a good trick for him.
But to your point, most of these guys, with the exception of Shane, had nailed their first 3 tricks, so they felt like they could take some chances here.
But you see now, Peter took a flip approach down the stairs, and it's a little bit more of a risk. You know, the hubba's like standing still. The board don't leave your feet. It's kind of a safer approach, in my opinion.
Tommy Sandoval just throwing away his 4th attempt.
He misses that run slide right there. Tommy's in 4th. It's not too bad. Not too bad of a seat.
So up from the top, Matt Miller, 5th attempt.
There's that nollie nose drive. Feeling good about it, sitting in 5th place. That's going to score him good. He fills in that 0 with a 6.1.
Now walks away with a 6.1, jumps up to 4th. So here's Shane ONeill. So he has not landed a trick yet.
He's probably going to try to throw down that switch trade. Oh, and that's what Shane ONeill looks like normally.
There it is.
Wow. Talk about perfection right there.
Could be too little, too late. We don't know, but an 8.2. Second highest score.
Switch 360 flip. Catches it with that back foot. Effortless landing right there. Looks like he just rode off the curb. Amazing way to absorb that impact right there. But when it's all perfect, it's that much easier.
That's a good morale booster. Here we go.
Definitely. There's a lot of skateboarding to go on still. You never know here.
Our current heat leader, Sean Malto.
Oh, man. Yo, Sean's just running away with this right now. That nollie frontside crooked grind. Talk about level of difficulty. He just keeps turning it up a little bit. A little bit.
Wow. An 8.4.
2 8.4s, and now you see what I was talking about when you look at the board. Sean set himself up for these last 3 tricks to actually up the ante and do a little bit more of a difficult trick by laying down some solid ones, you know, some mid-range tricks at the beginning.
Here's Mikey Taylor, his 5th attempt.
These guys are really developing a strategy for this contest. It's so exciting. There it is. Mikey coming at it, switch 180 to 5-0. You know, he also has a solid foundation of 3 tricks, able to take a risk, get a 6.3, his highest scoring trick.
So it gives him a 6.3, chips away there, ups his score. He's got to feel pretty good with 1 more attempt to go.
Yeah, he could let it rip on this last go.
Peter Amandetta needing a 6.5 to jump up in the 2nd.
It was all looking good, but he was landing a little bit on the front of his board and he looped out.
Would that have jumped him up, you think?
I think it definitely would have been a step up for Peter. Backside heel flip's going to be a big scoring move. You know, you're flipping your board, you're going 180. It all adds up.
Here's Tommy Sandoval in attempt number 5.
Powerful nose blunt. Tommy's trying to lay some insurance down. He's got his 4 makes for the big section. He's trying to lay some insurance down, make sure he stays in that final. Save himself a little skating tomorrow, not having to skate the semis.
6.9 for Tommy Sandoval. Here are your final attempts for heat number 1 here at the big section. Remember, we take the top 4 scores.
Matt Miller wants to get rid of that 2.6, so he's going to take a bit of a risk here. But any solid make should be better than that 2.6. Wow! Not only nose blunt slide, we just seen Tommy Sandoval do a nose blunt slide for a 6.9, so that's going to be well above that, and definitely a great replacement for that 2.6.
1 for Matt Miller.
There we go. That's some finals type of skating right there.
Let's take this one more time.
Nollie nose blunt slide. Man, Matt Miller really stepping up here. These rookies, man, they earn their way into the league.
So currently ranked 4th in this heat. Matt Miller's got to be stoked.
What's Shane got for the crowd? Wants to end with a bang, but that switch tray, he can do a switch double tray, actually. I don't know if he's going to do it over this big stack, but I've seen him do switch double trays before.
Here we go, Shane O'Neill's final attempts.
Looking for a nollie backside heel flip. It's kind of measured up there. He needs some speed for that trick, and that's a big distance to clear. It's going to be interesting how the rest of the day pans out for Shane O'Neill. He's going to have to sit back and watch.
So here's Sean Malto, currently in first place. Is this merely a victory run for him as he knows he has the top score in this first heat?
I mean, he could switch. He could tap out that 6.0. Either way, Sean's winning right now, so it's up to him how much juice he wants to save for tomorrow. Wow, big choice right there. Frontside shove it to grip. He was really going for it, man.
But could afford to do such things as he walks away with the top score in this heat.
And one of the things looking forward into the rest of the event, Sean Malto has displayed how maybe some of these guys really want to skate this contest, you know? It's actually an advantage sometimes to be in the later heats.
Here's Mikey Taylor. He cannot top Sean Malto, but he can add to his score.
Yep, he could definitely take out that 5.1 and replace it with something greater. Oh, and that switch blunt could have been it. We'll never know.
Remember, we take the top 4 scores from the 6 attempts here in the big section. Up next, Peter Ramondetta.
I want to see this backside heel flip, because I definitely want to see how it'll score. And I'm going to be able to. Amazing. That's about as good as a backside heel flip gets.
He needs a 6.5 to jump up to the 2nd position.
Oh, and
he gets a 6.8.
6.8. And we're seeing Peter in 2nd place. I am so excited about that. I hope it holds all the way to the finals.
All right, here is your final skater of Heat 1, Tommy Sandoval.
What does Tommy Sandoval have for us? You know it's going to be big. You know it's going to be critical. He's coming in fast. Oh, looks for a fakey flip. But no, give it up. Some stuff gets really, really tight up there. The nollie stuff, the fakey stuff, having to hit the front end of your board before you take off over that long distance with a measured runway is really challenging sometimes, man.
Well, let's take a look at results here from Heat 1 now that it's in the bag. Run section and big section completely done here for Heat 1. Sean Malto is your leader with a score of 37 points. Peter Ramondetta holding it down in the 2nd spot with 30.3.
Super excited about that.
Mikey Taylor, Tommy Sandoval, Matt Miller, Shane O'Neill. Let me ask you though, Felix, Sean Malto's score looking pretty good with the hopes of getting in a final. Peter Ramondetta, you think that's a score that can hold up?
I mean, I think so. He's looking really good. But it all is in someone else's hands right now.